Welcome back to 97.3 Play-by-Play National. I'm your host, Andrew Pokrivon, and with me today is A. Miller and Hunter Mason. Today, we're going to start off by talking about the tragic news that happened in the NBA world just a couple days ago with the death of Bill Russell. What are your thoughts?
This is a huge loss, not only in the basketball community, but just in the whole community of the world. I mean, he was such an impactful person in terms of basketball, an elite defender. There's talks about how he's overrated because he didn't have much competition back when he played. But looking at his highlights, there's no doubt that he brought his all to the game every time he stepped on the court. Very smart player, super athletic. And really just played ahead of his time.
Mhm.
So obviously this is tragic and very sad to see him go.
I think it's just like amazing how he started to really bring basketball to light because he was in that generation with Wilt and all those guys who really brought basketball to like the national platform, and everybody started getting interested in it. And he was really like in that first group of superstars. And not only that, but he was also an amazing player an amazing man off the court. I mean, not only winning 2 championships as a coach, and also just like fighting racism, because that was like the 50s even, and people were really, there was something, I think it was his sister or his daughter posted on Twitter, and it was about these people who like broke into his house and destroyed all his stuff, and I just think that's amazing that that happened to him, and he still fought through and played amazing.
Yeah. Also, if anybody wants to give us a call, give us one at 330-459-BALL. Again, 330-459-BALL. Now we're going to get into the topics. Starting off with the Los Angeles Lakers. There's been a ton of buzz with them regarding Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and obviously Kyrie Irving trade rumors. We'll start off with you, Mason.
All right, so I think like the biggest thing with the Lakers is you gotta figure out what you're doing with Westbrook, because it's like bad chemistry, and I mean he obviously doesn't want to be there. I don't think most of them want him there, and I think he doesn't fit there either as a player. I think they need somebody with a lot better shooting and somebody who's less ball dominant, because you already have LeBron James. And I don't know. I mean, they say that a Kyrie trade might be possible, but if I'm the Nets, I'm wanting at least one, maybe 2 of their first round picks, because it seems like they're really not willing to give those up.
Unknown call.
And we have a caller.
This is Andrew from. I don't know.
Is if the Lakers were to decide to trade Russell Westbrook, what, in your opinion, do you think they could get in return?
Yeah, I mean, at this point in his career, his value has completely fell to the ground. He did not fit in at all with the Lakers. And was it his problem? Was it a lack of skill? Was it his aging? I don't know. No one knows. But clearly something went completely wrong in LA when he signed there, and he just, it's really sad to see. It's really frustrating to see, because not so long ago he was dominating the league on the Thunder. He's shown success in other places. So, you could see a package for Kyrie, but that would be like the best case scenario for the Lakers. I think a more realistic scenario is them just shipping him off, maybe to a lower end team where he can just really take control of the team, be a veteran presence, and just show what he is really made out of.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I see it, I see it 3 possible scenarios. You have the Kyrie trade, which I don't think is very likely, especially if they're not willing to give up 2 of their first round picks. You have a Miles Turner package where they potentially give Westbrook a first and take on Turner and maybe Buddy Hield for some salary fill. And then I think what you were saying about a younger team, give him to like a Pistons or some team like that for him to go in and mentor the guys and take control, and then maybe they sell him a little at the trade deadline if he starts playing better.
Yeah, I think all of those are some realistic options. I think the Indiana one is most realistic, but if he were to increase his value at the trade deadline by the Lakers not trading him now and sort of letting it play out, what do you think a package would look like in the trade deadline if he improves his value?
I still think you have to give up a first with Westbrook. I don't see any world where I don't see a world where you ship off Westbrook with all that salary, even if it's still only half of a season, and you don't give a first as well with them, unless you're not getting a high end player.
Exactly. Yeah. And staying with a little bit of trade rumors, the Kevin Durant rumors have been flying around the whole offseason. The market has been on hold due to Kevin Durant's trade decision. But I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. Where do you guys think he'll go?
Wow. I mean, KD, some say he's the best in the league right now. His ability to score all over the court is just unmatched. He'll go down as one of the all-time greats. So when you have a player like this, coming off of a sweep in the first round, a 7 seed, really an unexpected turnout for this Brooklyn Nets team, led by KD. So I think he just wants, as we've seen before, he left after failing the playoffs. He went to the Warriors, and I don't think he cares about what people think of him at all, because if he did, he would want to go lead his own team, try to win a championship himself, like LeBron did in 2016. I really think KD could not care at all about what people think about his image. I think he wants to win. I think he wants to get paid, and I think he'll go wherever that is a possibility.
The way I see it is, especially in these trade sweepstakes, I think the Rudy Gobert trade really messed it up. Because if they saw a player like Rudy Gobert get, 5 first-round picks, including the player they just drafted, all those picks, a bunch of young talent, some role players. I think if they see the Jazz get that, then I think they're expecting like double that or something like of insane value. I just don't see a team that does that and still has a championship team when they get Kevin Durant. So that's what I'm thinking. And then he also has 4 years on his contract, so they're not in any rush to trade him. So they can just wait it out and hope his value goes up, or hope he just ends up playing with them.
Yeah, adding on to that, we could possibly see the biggest haul for an NBA player ever with KD. It's not a normal contract. It's a 4-year Supermax deal, so we're going to see a huge haul. And as you said, the Rudy Gobert trade really, really messed that up, as we saw a huge haul, including players and picks for that. So it'll be interesting to see how things unfold. Moving on to the football world. Training camp is among us, and the latest news has been the ruling of Deshaun Watson, and he's only getting 6 games so far, so I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on that.
I think this is absolutely ridiculous. Did we all forget that just about half a year ago, Calvin really got suspended for this entire season for, throwing a little bit of money on some DraftKings? It is absolutely crazy that Deshaun Watson has 20-plus allegations, and it really just speaks to the fact that the NFL just, doesn't seem to care that much about, these issues. The 6 games will go by super easy. The Browns have a fairly easy schedule to start off the year. I think Jacoby Brissett will be able to manage. And Deshaun Watson, I am interested to see on how he will play back on the field. Obviously, generational talent coming out of Clemson. And a little bit of time off the game. I bet he's been in the lab. I bet he's been working hard. So I'm excited to see how he returns with the Cleveland Browns.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Andrew, along with Abe and Hunter. Thank you guys.